Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Beijing Baby. Many Chinese people believe that as long as they work hard, they will eventually get better or get rich. But what most people don't understand is this. Poverty in China is not because by a lack of effort. It is because by a distorted relation between labor value and wealth distribution. Many people share a vague but persistent feeling. Life in China feels exhausting. Overtime, endless internal competition, late nights, being on call at all times. People give almost all of their time to work, but life never becomes more stable, and real security always feels out of reach. The situation is not the result of individual ability, and it is not limited to a single industry. It is a structural reality, one that has existed for a long time, but is rarely acknowledged. This is the truth I want to review today. China operates under one of the most severely distorted labor value distribution systems in the world. Under this system, ordinary people work some of the longest hours on the planet, yet receiving among the lowest labor returns globally. This is not an emotional accusation, it is a reality that can be verified. According to the data released by the OECD and the ILO, the average annual working hours of workers in China's manufacturing and service sector are around 2,400 hours per year. For comparison, Japan, about 1,600 hours, Germany, 1,350 hours, the UK, 1,550 hours. In other words, Chinese workers' working hours are an extreme higher among major economies, and this only reflects recorded working hours. It does not include massive amounts of invisible labor and paid overtime, constantly online availability, and the complete erosion of personal life by work. If working hours are already at a global extreme, the reality of labor composition is even more brutal. On average, Chinese workers earn roughly USD 2.5 per hour, equivalent to an annual income of about 42,000 RMB. In first and second tier cities, hourly wages typically range between USD 3 to 4. In lower tier cities and among migrant workers, hourly wages often fell to USD 1.5 to 2. Now look at other countries. Japan about USD 20 per hour. The United States about USD 30 per hour. The United Kingdom about USD 25 per hour. Germany about USD 28 per hour. Even compared to developing countries, the gap remains striking. India about USD 2 per hour. Vietnam about USD 2.5 per hour. Thailand about USD 5 per hour. Malaysia about USD 6 per hour. This means that Chinese workers' labor returns are not only far below those developed countries, but in many cases are always close to even lower than those several developing countries. If we measure this in the most intuitive way, what one number of work can actually buy, the disparity becomes even clearer. In China, one number of work typically buys about 1 to 1.5 McDonald's burgers, priced at roughly 12 to 18 RMB. In the United States, one number of work buy about 7 burgers. In India, 2 to 3. In Vietnam, about 2. In Thailand, also around 2. As for the ratio between income and housing prices, there's no need to calculate it again. This issue has been examined countless times, and the conclusion has never changed. Anyone can simply compare their own income with housing prices in their city. The answer is already obvious. The final reality is this. Chinese workers contribute some of the longest working hours in the world, yet receive some of the lowest relative wages. Even after adjusting for local price levels, Chinese laborers remaining among the global groups with the longest hours and the lowest returns. But the problem does not end there. On the other side of society, there exists a completely different group. People within the CCP system generally work fewer hours, receive stable nominal incomes, and enjoy substantial hidden benefits. Within an entrenched system of unspoken rules, this group has long extracted wealth from society through power advantages on a scale that is impossible to accurately measure. This structural imbalance is ultimately reflected in wealth distribution indicators. According to China's own National Bureau of Statistics, the official Gini coefficient has reached 0.468, well above the internationally recognized warning line of 0.65 for severe inequality. For comparison, Japan about 0.33, Germany 0.31, UK 0.35, United States 0.41. Many international scholars believe that China's real Gini coefficient may already exceed 0.6. This means that a very small minority controls the vast majority of the nation's wealth. And this estimate does not even fully include the gray and black assets, such as private collections of antiques and artworks, offshore holdings, and hidden wealth. If they were fully accounted for, a level of inequality would be even more staggering. This is precisely under the distribution structure that so-called surface-level prosperity is maintained. Not because society as a whole is getting richer, but because the wealth is highly concentrated in the hands of a tiny group. Roughly 100 million current and retired system insiders form the backbone of the consumption, resource control, and visibly prosperity. Meanwhile, the vast majority of ordinary people, even when they manage to buy homes, must drain the so-called sixth wallet, take on decades of debt, and become direct victim of the high housing price system. Ultimately, this is not a question of personal effort. It is the result of one of those most extreme and unjust labor value and wealth distribution mechanisms in the world. In this system, those who create real value work the most and earn the least. Those who hold power work the least and take the most. This is the truth I want to review today. If you follow this channel, I will continue step by step to expose more realities about China that you were never told but are undeniable exist. What you have seen so far is only the beginning.